Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the KimUnity Soulutions podcast, the only podcast that's inspiring leadership and humanity within and beyond the workplace. It is so good to be with you all today. If you tuned into last week's episode, I interviewed Miss Marika Gray, Miss I Am Gray. And if you are in higher ed, if you are a professor, teacher, if you are military, a woman veteran, you need to tune in. If you are a leader, she talks about leaders needing to be led and being a voice for the voiceless. She talks about the military trauma that she has experienced, as well as all of the achievements. So tune in if you have not. But today is another solo episode, and it's something that really hit me, and it's about being connected. It's about doing things by yourself. I started looking back and seeing how far I have come year over year, and it's because of my connections. And so I want to ask you today, what are you a part of? What are you part of? What are you building together with someone else? You may be in a stage right now where it's only you, and I totally understand that. There will come a time when you will choose to join forces. That was me. That was me. I created a business because it was in my mind. It was in my head. So I was limited on what I could give out because it was still developing. I was still getting the download. So it was nothing that I could pass off to anyone. Right? And then as my children started getting older, I'm like, okay, I spent so much time with them and going to their sporting events. I couldn't be a part of any clubs or anything, any types of organizations. I just didn't have the bandwidth. But now that they are older, maybe like 2 years ago, I decided to join in a club that met every week, and we just worked on things, improving. That was more of a self-improvement type of thing. Okay. Last year, I joined 2 different clubs, and they are both really about building community. And I came to the realization last week because it was on me like, should I join? Should I not? Because time is limited. Everybody's going through something. Do I have enough bandwidth? Do I have enough time? I'm already saying I'm not getting enough sleep. I'm already saying, so all these excuses started coming up. But at the same time, I wanted to give back. Yes, I am part of a church. Yes, I'm on the volunteer team, but have I actually volunteered lately? No, I haven't. I haven't. So I still need to get it in. And even though, yes, I give to those in need and, I help in other A's individually, but not as a collective. And that's something that I was missing. That's something that I wanted to make sure that I incorporated in my day-to-day life. And so I'm asking you right now, what are you a part of? What are you building? What are you wanting to give back to? What areas are you needing help? I was always told to give back in those areas that you need help. So let's say you need more groceries. I will go to a food pantry and help distribute the food. You know what I mean? So yeah, so this is what was on my heart. And the thing that came to mind was, so I joined this membership, I joined this organization, and basically we help the children in the community. And the last thing that we did as a collective was build cake kits. And I had never heard of a cake kit, but when it was explained to me, it really hit me because it made me realize about certain things we just don't think about. When people are in need, when they don't have the finances, we're thinking, okay, shoes, okay, toiletries, okay, we're thinking about the necessities. But being in this community, someone brought up the idea, and they've been doing this event, for several years now, I believe, building cake kits. And how they explained it to me was that there are so many families in need, and these families have children, smaller children. Yes, they need toiletries. Yes, they need shoes. They need clothing. They need all of that stuff. But what about when their birthdays come around? What happens then? And so the idea of making these cake kits and then also keeping them in mind, because what happens is we can get so caught up in just saying that we're doing something that we forget about the realities. Every Thanksgiving, you hear about people giving out turkeys. And I've always thought, okay, do they know how to cook it? Do they have electricity? Do they have an oven? Do they have everything to go with? Do they have all the seasonings? Like, are we giving them something that they really can't do anything with? I know some people can, yes. But what about those that can't? And so with this cake kit, what they did was they found a recipe online to where you don't need all of the flour and all of that, right? You don't need these separate, you don't need all these ingredients. We were going to provide everything. Some people don't have eggs to make the cake rise. It's just certain like the details. Details matter. And so with this recipe, what they found was that, and I'm not saying this is the healthiest option, don't get me wrong, but it is for a celebration. And so with these cake kits, there was a recipe that said you can use a soda to make the cake rise. So we all pitched in and we all got cake mixes, we got icing, we got candles, we wrote a little note and we put soda cans in there, and then we put everything in the cake pan. We put everything in the cake pan. And I believe there may have been utensils as well. So it was all in there that they needed. They had everything. And it was at that moment that I was so thankful that I had joined that community. And listen, I would have never thought about doing a cake kit. That's nothing that has came across my mind at all. My ideas have been focused on something else, which they have been appreciative of. You see how that works? So as they are sparking my mind, I am sparking theirs as well. There is power in connection. There is power in connection. Who are you connected to? What cause are you connected to? What is your circle like? Who can you run to? Who can you bounce ideas off of? There's another group that I'm with. It's more of an accountability group. And you can pose questions in there and people give their feedback, or they give you direction or give you ideas. Oh, what about this? Oh, you can even do this. Have you thought about this? And it's like, if you are just by yourself, you're missing out on all of that information, all of those different perspectives, all of those different ideas that can add to yours. Who are you connected to? And yes, I know that there are so many people out there that are creating nonprofits. They're creating other ways to help others. But what I heard and what spoke to me was, why not just join the people who have already done the groundwork? Why go through all of those steps, doing all of that research and just doing all of that, and not joining one that's already doing it? Can you imagine it being a street, and then let's just think of a street full of houses, and every house being a church? Every house is the same type of church. Why? Why is that necessary? Why does everyone have to have their own something? You can partner with someone and bridge those ideas to make greater impact. We have to be more resourceful with what we have. And being resourceful isn't just with tangible physical items. It is with care. It is with ideas. It is with impact. I just encourage you all, if you're not, and I understand, especially if you have smaller children, you can't do it right now. You probably think you can't do it right now. Or you're in school, you can't do it right now, but okay, what can you donate $5 to help impact? What can you donate? What can you contribute to? When I heard about the cake kits, and then I was able to participate in it, and then how everyone came together to help, bring those resources together. And then we had high school students come and help make the kits, put everything together in the pan and seal it up and put it in a bag. And I'll make sure that in the video of this, because I know my podcast has audio, if you didn't know, it has audio and video. I'll be sure to put some of those pictures and videos of what we contribute. I think it may have been like a hundred cake kits. That's 100 children who will be able to celebrate their birthdays or celebrate something. It will be in their home. So maybe even the children want to bake their parents a cake for all the hard work they see them doing, or because they're so thankful that they stay up so late to help them with homework after a long day's work. We have to remember the human aspect of it all. Yes, needs are important, but what about the little things? Just the smile. Just the I remember you. You are special. You are loved. The little things. Many of us are doing things by ourselves. And like I told you about me, because I'm waiting for the downloads, I was still trying to figure it out. But then after you get into a rhythm and you figure out what you're trying to do, you may reach a breaking point. And that breaking point is realizing all that you've created, and now that you have to, keep it going. Now it's implementation. Now it's scheduling. And yes, there is AI, but now you have to program it. So now you have these ideas, now you have these deadlines, and now you have to program it. It's like everything we do, it starts adding on. There's an additional step. If you take away one, you're adding two. And then you have to learn it. Then you have to correct it. I'm not sure if you all can relate to this, but this is what I have experienced. If you're in the workplace, if you are a leader, you may just be tired of always asking people for help, or you think that it won't get done in a timely manner, or it won't be done the way you want it to be done. You have to trust your team. They may know something to help you cut down on time, but because you are not willing to share that information, share the project, bounce ideas off of them, you want to be the one who has all the answers. But you have a team for a reason. Utilize your resources, and they want to be able to contribute. They want to make it better. They make you look good. If you listen to my last episode with I Am Miss Grace, she said that the team makes the leader look good. And you have to remember that. The team is a reflection of you. So if you don't like what the team is looking like or how they're responding, or we have to question that. Where am I going wrong? What could I be doing better? Are you having that conversation? because there is power in connection. There is power in connection. You don't want to get to the breaking point to where you're stressed out, you're burnt out, you can't handle it on your own. You're staying up all hours of the night until the morning. You're getting up early. Now you're not, your workout schedule has changed because now you have more tasks added to your list. And don't let me show you my to-do list. Yes, systems, but you have to put it in place. You have to test it. You have to make sure it works. Or you got to pass it off to somebody else, which means you have to give them direction. You have to give them instructions. You have to review it. I have several things that I need to be reviewing right now to things I've passed off. Make the choice before it turns out into burnout. Take that time to train someone, to teach someone, to share it with someone, to brainstorm with someone. It doesn't all have to be on you. And when you lighten your load, you lighten up the load of those around you as well, because they feel that pressure. They feel that tension. They feel that overwhelm. And then you're missing out on spending time with them. I'm speaking to you and I'm speaking to myself as well. I hope you understand that. I am Kim, the SME. I am the speaker of my experiences, and I hope that you hear that. I hope that you hear that. Be part of something greater. Each group that I have become a member of, they have all helped me in different ways. So I didn't just join a group that all focus on the same thing. They're all different. And I want to make this on record. So when I go back, or my children go back, or my future generations go back, they'll know that today, the day that this was recorded, I have created something major for me, major in my world, major in my world. And it's because I was part of communities. And I've been working hard with, because I didn't network. I didn't network. I wasn't trying to. And I didn't have time. But you're trying to figure out what your future holds. You're trying to figure out where God is leading you. You don't know who's waiting on you to be there to give you that direction. You don't know who you will be around and they will say something that sparks your mind. That's the power of connection. It's like we are the match and we're walking around. Somebody is going to light us up. Somebody is going to provide that fire. Power in connection. Who are you connected to? Who are you working with? If you are not working with someone, maybe you're not at that point yet. That's okay. This message will, be applicable in the future for you. And I know so many people are being laid off right now. And I know that it causes depression. I know that causes you to not want to get up out of bed, or to be up all the time looking at job descriptions and filling out applications and driving out using all your gas, looking for positions and interviewing. I understand that. I know that. Don't give up, because you will come into contact. You will be connected with someone who is going to be able to bless you in an area you had no idea. You had no idea, but your paths will cross. And I just want you all to be inspired, be encouraged because help is on the way. When we get together, you're able to help so many people, provide so much more impact in a faster timeline. I would like for you all to just think of an area in which you can lend a helping hand. Who can you, number one, where do you need help? Where do you need help? Number two, where can you help someone else in that area? Where can you go for a meeting of the minds? And there are plenty of free groups. Some of them are virtual if you don't have a car. I'm trying to think of everyone in all of these different scenarios. There are virtual groups. You have a phone. We have to use our resources wisely. And when you join the group, it's not just about you, it's about helping others. That's another thing. There are people out there who are just joining just for their own benefit, but what about the other people? At some point, we have to think about the other people. I hope you've gotten something from this. I hope you can apply it. I hope that when you get in these rooms, you're able to not just take over. Have you ever been in a room and then somebody just comes in, sometimes late, and they just want to take over the conversation? They just want to take over the energy. They're just taking over and there's no substance. It's about them. Go in and listen. Listen to other people's perspectives. Not just to listen, but to understand. To question, not out of disbelief, but out of curiosity. We need more of that. We need more curiosity and we need more connection. Stay tuned, and I will be part of that solution. I want you to be part of that solution. Until next time, I am Kim the SME. You have been listening to the KimUnity Soulutions podcast. You all be blessed. Until next time, stay connected, stay curious, stay courageous. Be blessed. Bye-bye.